Saishriya Satya and welcome to Agora Math Circle.
Before you continue watching this video, make sure to subscribe to the Agora Math Circle channel down below.
This is Junior Intermediate Session 7 Classwork Solutions. So let's get started off with number 1. What is the median of these numbers? So to find out the median of this set, we first have to put it in order from least to greatest. So we know that there are 2 1s, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 10. Now that we've put it from least to greatest, we know that the middle number is basically the number in the middle, or the center number. So we have 9 numbers in total over here, and whenever we have an odd number, it's easier to find the middle number. So let's count over here. If we put 4 on this side and 4 on this side, that makes it equal. So these are the 4 numbers on this side, and these are the 4 numbers on the other side. So since there are an equal amount of numbers on both sides, we know that 5 is the center number, or the median. What is the mode of this set? So the mode of any set is basically the number that appears more than once, or the number that appears the most. What is the mode of this set? Now in this case over here, if we look at it, 1 is the only number that appears 2 times. The rest appear only once. So 1 would be the mode of this set. What is the mean of the set? The mean is basically another way to say the average. So we know that there are 9 numbers. So all we need to do is add all of these numbers and divide by 9 to find the solution. So we have 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 3 is 5, 5 plus 4 is 9, 9 plus 5 is 14, 14 plus 6 is 20, 20 plus 7 is 27, 27 plus 8 is 35, and 35 plus 10 is 45. So we have to divide 45 by 9. And we know that is 5. So the mean of this set is 5. Now, what is the range of the set? The range of any set is basically the highest number and the lowest number when subtracting it. So the highest number over here is 10. And the lowest number over here is 1. And 10 minus 1 is 9. So the range of this set is 9. Now let's look at number 5. What is the mean for the set 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7? We know that the mean is basically the average. So we just add up all these numbers and divide by 5, since that's how many numbers there are. So if we add this up, that will be 3 plus 4 is 7, 7 plus 5 is 12, 12 plus 6 is 18, and 18 plus 7 is 25. And 25 divided by 5 is 5. So the mean is 5. Moving on to number 6. On a cold winter day in December, the following temperatures for 9 cities are recorded in Fahrenheit. What is the mode of the temperatures? So if we look at the temperatures over here, we have to find one temperature that occurs the most. So if we look at all of these numbers over here, we see that 8 occurs once, 0 occurs thrice, -3 occurs once, 4 occurs once, 12, and 5 also only occur once. So since 0 occurs 3 times, and that's the most, 0 is the mode. Now for number 7. This problem is a little tricky, so I'm sorry if you don't understand it completely. Number 7, we have to find the mean, median, and mode of these 3 points. Let's first start off with the mode. So the answer is that this is the mode, and let me explain why. For example, if we were to say this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if all of these are points, and we say this is number 1, this would be number 2. So the line keeps increasing, so the numbers also keep changing. But if we look over here, this is a flat line. So if you look over here, this would be 4, and this point over here would be 4. And if you look at the other parts of the line, each one keeps increasing. This is the only part where the line is flat, which means that there are more points over here. So since there are more points over here that are the same, or the numbers that are the same, this would be the mode. Now the median, as we know, is always the center. So let's just look at the line. Now if we looked at the line over here, this seems more like the center than the other one. if you look at the classwork paper. This is not as accurate, but if you look at the classwork paper, you will see that this line over here is more in center. So this is median. And since we have median and mode, this is the mean.
Let's do numbers 8 and 9 and use the following information above. The number of three-pointers made by LeBron James for the LA Lakers last November is in this set. 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 5, 3, 6, 2, 2, 2, 0, 2, 2. Let's use this to solve for number 8. What is the average number of three-point field goals made by him in each game? Now, when you see the word average number, you can figure out that we're talking about mean here. And we know that mean is equal to the sum of the numbers in the set over the total number of numbers in the set. And when you count, you find that the total number of numbers in the set is 14, and the sum is 36. Now, since these both are factors of 2, or multiples of 2, we can divide by 2 to get 18 over 7. And when you divide, you get 2.57 overall as the average number of three-point field goals made by LeBron in each game. Now for number 9. What is the median number of three-pointers made by LeBron? Now, in order to calculate the median, the numbers first need to be in order. We know that this is the set. Let's just put it in order. First we have 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 twos, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we can cross it out. We have 3 threes, or 4 threes, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 5, and 1, 6. Now we can find the median number. We already know that the total number of numbers is 14, and since it's even, we know that we just have to find the average between the two middle numbers. Now, when you divide 14 by 2 to find out where you can split it, you know that it's 7. So after 7 numbers, you're going to put the line to show that that's the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So after 7 numbers, and just to make sure that it's true, let's check whether these numbers add up or the total numbers on this side is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, it is. And the two middle numbers, 2 and 2, are, well, they're 2 and 2. And when you find the average of that, that's 2 plus 2 over 2, which is 4 over 2, which is 2. So the median number of three-pointers made by LeBron is 2. Let's move on to problems 10 to 13 using this model right here, or this table. It shows how many inches of rain it rained during each of these months from January to June. Using this information, draw a line graph representing the data on the table above, showing how many inches it rained for each month. Now, we know that it's a line graph, so we have to plot points onto the graph. Now, in January, it rained 2 inches. So we're going to just put a dot on 2 inches, and this is the line for January. For February, it rained 2 inches as well. March, it rained 8 inches. So that would be about here. April, it rained 4 inches. And May, it rained 4 inches. And June, it rained 0 inches. So like about here, where it isn't on line. Now we have to connect this. Oh, that's so bad. Okay. Like that. About like that is how it looks. So you can see that this remains the same from January to February. It rained the same amount of inches. There's a huge curve point here. It went up like that. And then again, it remained the same for the number of inches and went down. Now for number 11. What is the mean of this data? Again, we know that the mean is the sum of all these numbers over the total number of numbers. So the sum is 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 8 is 12. 12 plus 4 is 16, and 16 plus 4 is 20. So we know that the numerator is 20. The denominator is the number of numbers there are, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So it's about 20 over 6, which is 10 over 3, which is about 3.33, or you could just say 3 1/3. Moving on to number 12. Number 12, what is the range of the data? Now for the range of the data, it's the difference of the largest number and the smallest number. Now we're going to put this in order over here. So we have 0, 4, 4, 8, or it would be 2, 2, 4, 4, and 8. Now seeing this, you know that the largest number is 8. The smallest number is 0. So that would be 8 minus 0, which is 8. Moving on to number 13. What is the median of the data? Again, we have our data shape, or the order of the set right here. We know that there's an even number, so we're just going to find the middle line and find the average of the two numbers on each of the sides. Since there's 6 numbers in total, we're going to divide by 2 and get 3. So we count 3 numbers, 1, 2, 3, and there's going to be a line right here. There's 3 numbers on this side and 3 numbers on this side. And both of the numbers, the two middle numbers, are 2 and 4. So we're going to find the average of that. So in fact, we're finding the mean of the two middle numbers. 2 plus 4 over 2, which is equal to 6 over 2, which is equal to 3. So the median is 3, the range is 8, and the mean is 3 1/3, or 3.33.
Now moving on to problem number 14. Here's the number of fish that Tyler caught in 9 outings last summer. 2, 0, 1, 3, 0, 3, 3, 1, 2. Which of the following statements are true? A. Median is less than mean, which is less than mode. B. Mean is less than mode, which is less than median. C. Mean is less than median, which is less than mode. D. Median is less than mode, which is less than mean. Or E. Mode is less than median, which is less than mean. Now, to find out which statement is true, we should first find out the mean, median, and mode. So, to find the mean, all we have to do is add this up and divide by 9, since it's 9 numbers. So 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 3 is 6, 6 plus 3 is 9, 9 plus 3 is 12, 12 plus 1 is 13, and 13 plus 2 is 15. So that's 15 over 9, which is approximately somewhere around 1 6/9 over here. And now moving on to the median. So to find the median, we first have to order this from least to greatest. We can start off with 0, and there are 2 zeros. We have 2 1s over here, and we have 1, 2, 2 2s, 1, 2, 3, and 3 3s. Just gonna make sure that that's 9. 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 plus 2 is 6, 6 plus 3 is 9. So we have all of them over here in order. Now, as I said before on problems 1 through 5, over here, since it's an odd number, it's easier to find the median. So if it's an odd number, that means we need to have 4 over here and 4 over here. And when we do that, we find that 2 is the median. So this over here is the mean over here, and the median is 2. Now, using the same set, we can find the mode. So obviously, we have 2 zeros, 2 1s, 2 2s, and 3 3s. So since 3 is the most, we know that the mode is 3. So this is the mode. So the mode is greater than the median, which is greater than the mean. So the answer is E. And now, moving on to problem 15. In Mesa Verde Middle School in Moore Park, the following are times in which 12 students finished running a mile each. And the numbers are 10.5, 11.4, 11.5, 9.3, 9.1, 9.4, 8.8, 9.8, 10.1, 9.3, 11.4, and 10. That's a lot of numbers. So now all we need to do is update the table. So we have all of these times, and we need to write the number of students. So let's look at from 8.5 to 8.9. Let's circle it first. We have this one over here, 1, and yes, that's about it. So we only have 1. So the number of students is 1. Now, 9.0 to 9.49. We have 1 over here, 2, 3, and we can't take this one because this is greater than 9.49. But we have one more over here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Wrong place. 4. Now, from 9.5 to 9.99. Let's say all the 9s we have left, which is just 1 over here. So, 1. From 10.0 to 10.49 again, we can't use this one because even though it's really close to 10.49, it exceeds it by 0.01. So we have this one over here, and we have this one over here, and that's 2. Now, from 10.5 to 10.9, right here we have 1. Let's see any ones that have 10. There are no other ones, so it's just 1 again. Now, from 11.0 to 11.49, we have 1 over here, 11.5, so it exceeds it, we can't use it, and another 11.4 over here. So we have 2 of those, and only 1 left, so obviously, from 11.5 to 11.99, we have 1. That's the answer to these problems.
Let's move on to 16 and 17. Let's start with 16. A class of 30 students have a combined average of 78 for their grade. The other 2 classes that have 25 students have an average of 80 within their 2 classes, meaning that each of the classes have 25 students, and both classes, not combined, but individually, have a score of 80 overall score. Find the overall average of the 3 classes. Now, in order to do this, we need to find the individual total score because there are 2 parts to finding the mean. First is the number of students there are, in this case, the total number, which is the total number of students, and the total score, which is, well, we first need to find out the individual score in order to find the total score. Let's start off with number 1. Now, since we don't know what the total score is, we're going to call it X. But we do know that what the number of students are, which is 30. And we know that that mean is equal to 78. So, in order to solve this, and this is algebra basically, which is what you guys are going to learn, in order to solve this, you're going to isolate X to itself in order to solve for it. And how you do that is, since we have the denominator of 30, that means you need to multiply by 30 in order to cross it out, and you have nothing but X on this side. While you have 78 times 30 on this side, which is 2,340. And let's just keep in mind that there are 25 students. Now for this one. Number 2. We're going to use the same exact technique. We're going to call this Y since we already used X. And we know the total number of students there are is 25. And we know that this score is 80. And again, you're going to multiply by 25 to isolate Y. And you're going to get Y is equal to, well, we know that 25 times 8 is 200, which you can solve. And then you're going to add that 0, which is 2,000. Now we know that class 3 has the exact same results, or the exact same total score as class 2, since it had the exact same number of students and the exact same mean. So we know automatically, we know that Y, or we can call this C if you want, is 2,000. And again, we know that for both of these, it's 30 students and 30 students. Now we have what we need to find the mean. First, we have this total score, which is 2,340 plus 2,000 plus 2,000, which is 6,340. And then you have the total number of students there are, which is 25 plus 30 plus 30, which is, this is 30, and this is 25 and 25. Right, so you have 80. And when you cross out the 0, you get that the answer is 79.25, which you can solve yourself. And then for 17, the mean of 20 test scores is 80. When the highest and lowest scores are removed, the average score is 83. If the highest score is 90, what is the lowest? Now, we know that the mean of 20 test scores, so we're going to start from A plus B plus C, and each of these variables are representing one of the test scores. A plus B plus C all the way up to the letter T, since it is the 20th letter, divided by the total number of scores there are, which is 20, is equal to 80. So we know that the total score, the sum of all of these scores, is equal to 1,600. We also know that when we remove A and T, so we have B plus C plus D all the way up to S, which is before T, so that would be the 19th letter, and this would be the second letter. When you have that, and we know that the denominator, which is the number of scores are, is going to be 18, since two of those scores from 20 is removed, the first and second, you have 18. That is equal to 83. So we know that B plus C plus D all the way up to S is equal to 1,494. So we have 1,600 and we have 1,494. So to find A and T itself, we need to subtract. So we have 1,600 over 1,494, and you get 106. So we know that the sum is 106. We already know that T is 90. So when you subtract, when you have A plus 90, since we're substituting T to be 90 equals 106, you can subtract and you get that A is equal to 16. So the lowest score is 16. And finally, the last two problems. For 18 and 19, we're going to use this graph that we have right here, the bar chart. So as you can see, for day 1, there are 1 student, number of students is 1. For day 2, it's 3. 3 is 2. 4 is 6. 5, 8. 6 is 3, and 7 is 2. Now we have to fill in this graph based on the data here. Again, we have the number of days. For the number of students, we just have to fill that in. So for the number of students for day 1, that's 1. For day 2, that's 3. For day 3, that's 2. For day 4, that's 6. Day 5, that's 8. Day 6, that is 3. And day 7, that is 2. And when you add all that together, you get 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. 12 plus 8 is 20. 20 plus 3 is 23. And 23 plus 2 is 25. Now, for the total days of exercise, you have to multiply these two numbers. So 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 6 is 24. 5 times 8 is 40. 6 times 3 is 18. And 7 times 2 is 14. Now we have to add these together. 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 plus 6 is 13. 13 plus 24 is 37. 37 plus 40 is 77. And 77 plus 18 is 95. And 95 plus 14 is 109. So the total days of exercise in total, is 109 and 25. Now these two numbers are going to be useful for number 19, which is asking for the mean for the total days of exercise. Now for the total days of exercise, the mean is going to be the total days, which is 109, over the number of students, or the number of students that were participating, which was 25. And the answer, when you do it, is 4.36. And that's all for today.
Don't forget to subscribe and like. If you have any questions, you can email info@agoramatrical.org or comment below and we'll reply back. Maybe. And if you want to see practice things or anything about us, you can visit our website, which is basically the end of the email but without the info and the end. So bye!